guys, Stacy Ortballs, your Norwex independent sales consultant. Wanted to get on here this morning and do some quick demonstrations for you guys of items that we have been using at our house, especially during quarantine, that are replacing all of the chemical cleaners. We're not using paper towels. I'm actually using our window cloths to make masks for emergency workers. So I made up a whole really cool image of stuff that we're using in our house that we can wash and reuse, especially during this time of quarantine. So wanted to get on here, and for my friends who don't know what Norwex is, I wanted to tell you guys quickly what that is and do some really cool demos to show you how you can clean without chemicals in your house. A couple weeks ago, I was out back, had the dandelion tool, and I was, getting down to the roots, and my husband comes out and he goes, I sprayed those a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, well, it didn't do the job. I said, some of them are dead, but even the dead ones are still sitting here. So, and ironically, there was a couple of patches of dead grass. And I'm like, it mainly just killed my grass. So I am out there, and it was like a light bulb went off. There are three main ways to clean, but for the most part, we are told as a society that you have to use chemicals to clean, and that is not the only option. Actually, one of them is called cleaning thermally, which is with heat. That's what a steam mop is. That's how hospitals disinfect. Another one is cleaning chemical, using chemicals to kill the bacteria. And what Norwex microfiber does is we are mechanically or physically removing the bacteria from the surface. So that's what my dandelion tool was doing. I was going down, getting to the roots and pulling up and getting rid of the entire problem. It wasn't the dead dandelion still sitting there after the chemical had killed it and kept it from growing. So that's what you can think about. That's the main thing, that when we clean with Norwex, what the difference is. Real quick, when I first bought Norwex, my husband was like, you spent how much on one microfiber cloth? Which our EnviroCloth, which is the main cloth, I tell everybody to think of E for everything. On every single Norwex item, it has a tag on it, and on the tag it says what it is. It also will let you know if it has backlock in it, which is their micro silver technology that is actually on every single strand of the microfiber that's in here. What makes this so unique is the amount of microfiber strands in here. It is actually 8.5 million miles in one single EnviroCloth. That's enough to stretch from Canada to New Mexico, you guys. So it is so densely woven. I was so excited when I got this orange EnviroCloth because the microfiber that we had before was orange. So this is an actually pretty nice quality microfiber cloth from Sam's Club, but I want to show you guys the difference. So that's the two of these up close. This is the sound of the Sam's Club one, and this is the sound of the Norwex. This has been a really favorite test of mine. I'm such a visual person. I'm gonna take a flashlight and I'm gonna shine through here. So again, I didn't mean to have it on strobe. That's the Sam's Club. This is the Norwex one. Can you believe that amount of difference, you guys? And that just goes to show how much tighter woven this is, and that is a seriously high-powered flashlight. So let me check and make sure I've got a schedule to look at and make sure that I touch on the different things I want to touch on. Okay, so another huge difference is that the Norwex, to be considered microfiber, it has to be 1/6, the fiber has to be 1/6 the size of human hair. Well, Norwex isn't just 1/6, it's actually 1/200th size of a human hair. So think about cutting a human hair that many times. So again, that is why this is able to remove bacteria from the surface. So the silver technology that is in the Norwex microfiber, what that actually does is it does not allow bacteria to grow on the surface. That's not what is cleaning your counter surface, but it is what inhibits bacteria from growing on the cloth so that as it dries out, you can use it again. One of my biggest peeves was my kitchen cloths that would start stinking after one day. This does not happen because bacteria can't grow on it. You know how you'd get out a kitchen cloth and it'd be all hard and nasty? I don't have that problem anymore, so it's the greatest thing. We've got granite countertops that you can use just the EnviroCloth to wipe off the counters wet. You can also use it dry to dust. They have a kitchen cloth which they actually just came out with these that you can buy separately. It has a little bit of a different weave. The thing that's great about the different weave, especially this is considered a kitchen cloth, it picks up bigger crumbs. So that's great for your counters. If you don't have that, using a plain EnviroCloth is just as great as well. They do have, it's called the basic package. You can buy the EnviroCloth in a window cloth for $35. So that is a great deal, and that's what I suggest people starting off with as your first item. So on to our next thing is paper towels. How many people can't find paper towels right now? I was at Sam's Club when all this madness started, and somebody brought in a pallet of paper towels and everybody just went nuts. And I was like, you know, and at the time there was no toilet paper. And I said to somebody, I said, you're not planning on wiping your tush with that, are you? Because if so, you need to go to a pharmacy as well, and you better have your plumber on speed dial. So hopefully no one is putting any of that stuff down the toilet. I know people are making wet wipes out of it, but definitely in our house, we do not have a problem with paper towels. We do still have them. I prefer not to have them on the counter because I feel like out of habit, that's the first thing that we grab for. So our solution, I'm gonna aim this down a little bit. Our solution is the Norwex counter cloths. So let's see if I can get this right at the right angle. So it comes in this cute little house, but you don't have to get the house. We like it because after we use it, we hang it on top to dry. You can also put the command hooks underneath your kitchen sink and hang them on there to dry. These again have got the backlock technology in them. We like to, honestly, the boys and I just use one of these. I get half of it wet, the other half dry, and the three of us share this because we know we're not gonna be passing around germs because of the silver in it. So I'm going to show you guys, number one, so these come normally in a pack of 3. And I'm so horrible about this, you guys. I want to say they're $20 for 3 of them. But so it is almost the same exact size as a pick-a-size paper towel. But here's the really, really cool part. So I have got 1/3 cup of water in here. And these, again, we're big Sam's Club fans. I think these are just the Sam's Club member mark paper towels. So I've got 1/3 cup of water in both of these. And I mean, for the most part, we can look at this and say, there's no way that's gonna pick that up, right? It gets it wet and it's not falling apart right away, so that's great. I feel like, especially during this time, whatever I can use and then wash and reuse is what I'm wanting to go with. So I'm gonna hold this up because this video is not, or my camera's not cooperating today. So again, this is 1/3. I am just quickly showing you guys the absorbency of these things. So that picked up 1/3 cup of water, you guys. And when we did this last night, I think it came back to, I'm trying to remember what we remeasured. Yeah, 1/4 of the water we squeezed out of this. So the rest of the water is still in here. That just shows you how absorbent these are. So great solution to replace paper towel usage. And again, not saying that there's not a use for paper towels in the house, but that's definitely a great way to save on paper towels. So the next thing, I touched on this earlier, so I have been making masks for emergency workers. When all this craziness started, my husband works at the hospital and I immediately thought of, okay, what is our next best solution? So I realized that in my Norwex stash downstairs, that I had 17 of these window cloths. And the window cloth, we talk, the colors are pink and purple, and they now have a pink opal. And we think of that P as polish. So the window cloth, you guys, this replaces Windex, this replaces anything that you use to polish. So literally you can get half of this wet, and I wipe off windows with it wet, and then I wipe it off dry. If you've got like a really nasty mess on your windows or on your mirrors, like toothpaste, I don't know how that would get on the mirror. You want to first wipe it off with an EnviroCloth, a wet EnviroCloth, and then dry it with your dry window cloth. And again, no chemicals, and it's clean in half the time. So what we finally figured out with the masks, and this was one of the first ones that I made here in Colombia, I found MU fabric. So we were using the window cloth because of its breathability. A lot of the people that have started making masks with just 2 layers of cotton, that is not filtering out enough. It's better than nothing, but it's not filtering out. We kind of knew before there was research that this window cloth was going to be one of the best choices because of the breathability, and we knew that it was going to filter out more than cotton alone. So Norwex actually tested it and made a public report that it actually filtered 60% of 0.4 microns. Guys, the N95 mask filters 0.4 microns. So it's not as good as an N95 mask, but I have not seen anything else that's even measured to filter out that 0.4 size micron. So I feel like that was our next best solution. So that is what I've made over 200 masks with help of friends already and gotten to local emergency workers. And we're making these masks for people that are wearing them all day. So that has been another great solution. Norwex has, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, they're going to be coming out available here in the US of washable masks that they are mass producing right now. So again, total blessing and an answer to an immediate need that we need right now. So that I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes with the better demo test of how amazing this window cloth is. It's great on stainless steel. My black appliances back there, I don't know how my kids don't realize that you can open the microwave door without touching all of it. Like you can just open the door and you can just close it with the handle on the door. So I'll show you a demo real quick on that. The next thing I keep hearing everybody talking about is hand sanitizer. And I'm like, why are you? I'm like, so how much lotion are you buying? Because how dry are your hands? Anybody? So I do not use hand sanitizer, and we haven't in years. Ironically, I found hand sanitizer in the boys' bags that they never used. We use the travel size EnviroCloths. Norwex has got really cute little wet wipe bags that are lined with PUL material, which is a waterproof lining, and it's got 2 sections. You don't have to use these. I know some friends are like, I've got mine in a Ziploc bag. I'm like, that's fine. Just don't leave it in there sealed for hours or days on end because it will eventually grow mold. It's not completely magical. But so I keep my travel size EnviroCloth in there. I actually have a little mini spray bottle that I put my essential oils in. You don't have to. I like it for the smell, and I like it for the added knowing that the oils in my essential oils are also going to help protect my hands as well. But so I'm taking this to the grocery store and I'm getting it wet. I'm wiping off the handle on my cart. If I'm touching my phone, looking at my grocery list, I'm wiping off my phone. When I get back out to the car, I'm wiping off my steering wheel. And that's another thing that I keep telling the kids about for the past, and I keep cracking up, it's almost 4 years that we've been using Norwex. I told our kids, I'm like, you guys, I don't like any kind of viruses. We put essential oils on every day that I'm like, you guys better not get sick. I do not deal with throwing up. And so they have a daily chore of wiping off handles and light switches. And you guys, we made a list the other day of all the things that we touch on a daily basis. I'm the one usually that wipes off their bar stools from when they're pulling it back, or the 8-year-olds getting food all over it. And that was one thing that I gift teachers at school. I refuse to buy bleach wipes, and I'll show you in a minute why. And so I gifted all the teachers the travel EnviroCloths, and I bring them home every Friday and I wash them. I also, each one of their classrooms has got this Chanel hand towel back there that it also has got the back lock in it. That's in my kitchen, that's in all of my bathrooms, where when the kids grab it, no matter how well they washed their hands or didn't, when they grab onto that towel, it also was gonna grab bacteria off of their hands. So that's another thing that I always donate to the kids' classrooms. But I always think about the kids pulling their chairs in and out every day, and especially the cool, it's like the bags on the back of their chairs where they can put their books in. I'm like, how often is that stuff wiped? So admittedly, I am a little bit of a germaphobe. But now I think my kids are finally realizing, like, hey, we do stay really healthy at our house. We rarely ever get sick. It's usually somehow involved with sinuses, even with my husband working at the hospital. So now we have talked about when Dad gets home from work, we're wiping down the inside of his car, steering wheel, his seatbelt, things like that. So just something that is literally taking 10 minutes a day, if that, and we've kind of split it up that one kiddo's doing handles and light switches and the other kid is wiping off, your shower handle where you pull that out. So, but we talked about, kitchen cabinets, drawer handles. So just little things like that are little ways that we can really impact what the cleanliness is in our own home. So next thing I'm going to talk about is the really cool demo. I forgot to get my protein wipes out of the refrigerator, so I'll grab those real quick. So ironically, my 10-year-old and I, so these are called protein swabs. You're actually supposed to look at the test within 10 minutes. So this is a little bit outdated, but I just wanted to show you guys this real quick. So we did the top 8 cleaners, and we used what is called a protein swab. It is made by ProClean, and it is actually used, and this brand is purchased by health inspectors. What it does, health inspectors use this to detect if there is protein on any of the food surfaces. You can see it's ProClean. The back of it shows you if it's green, it's clean, meaning that no protein was present. If it's purple, it means that protein was present. Did I just say that right? Green is clean. So the importance of this is that if you look at a graph of the size of your protein and your bacteria, bacteria is actually bigger than protein. So is that right? I gotta think about it. I feel like I'm saying all the wrong things. Protein is smaller than bacteria, yes. So if protein is present, then bacteria can be present. If protein is not present, then bacteria can't survive there either. So what I've been doing for the last 2 nights was I actually was doing, you may have noticed this earlier, I've got a little tape down, and I've been doing bleach wipes on one side and cleaning with an EnviroCloth on the other side. And the point of showing people that was not to say that the EnviroCloth cleans better than the bleach wipe, because each time we did it, they both came back with no protein present. But the thing that I wanted to show, again, Norwex cleaning mechanically is still just as good as your bleach and your chemical sprayers, but you're cleaning with microfiber and water, and it's a product that you can wash and reuse. So if you guys search up on YouTube, any of that kind of stuff, if you search up Norwex chicken demo, you will see all kinds of different things like this. I don't have raw chicken. I'm gonna actually use raw salmon. I've gotten so many oohs from my shows the last 2 nights, and I finally remembered to get out gloves, which was another thing that was really funny when my 10-year-old and I did his big science experiment, and we did all of these different chemical cleaners. It was really eye-opening that there was, out of 8 different cleaners that we compared, Lysol, like spray, failed. We did detect protein on it, and actually the Clorox bleach wipes did fail during our experiment. The last 2 nights it has not. I also, a friend of mine cleans with a vinegar solution that I made up, and that one failed too, you guys. So I also am going to post a video later today, I just saw this morning, about how many people are calling poison control right now because they're mixing stuff like bleach with, I'm trying to remember what the other thing was, but you're basically, all these fumes are so harmful, and kids are getting a hold of it. And that was one thing that when we first started out, uh-oh, I gotta sneeze, it's gonna be loud. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. When we first started out really using Norwex, let's see, my oldest is 10, so it's been 4 years ago, yeah. So the 2 of them, I've always made them clean, but the day that they started trying to square off with one another with bottles of chemicals, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I switched to making my essential oils cleaner, which that was the one we did, the Young Living Thieves Cleaner, and it passed as well. I have a lot of people that ask me, you can use Norwex with the essential oils cleaners. I recommend doTERRA or Young Living just because they actually have third-party testing, and we know that that's not going to coat the fibers of the Norwex. So those are 2 that are great. And I know a friend of mine just made the comment the other night about, oh, but I'm gonna miss the smell of chemicals, and that is true. I like to use lemon essential oil. I actually put that on top of my vacuum cleaner filter, and that always makes the house smell nice. Or if you want to get a bottle of water to spray on your EnviroCloth, you can put a couple drops of lemon into that. There's also like a citrus bliss. So that's always a way to still get that clean smell. But what I tell people is you don't have the clean smell, you have the clean feel now. I don't know if anybody noticed, I walk barefoot in my house all the time. And we did the demo last night. I'm gonna show you guys in a little bit. We crumpled up cereal and put it all over the floor, you guys. So if my floor is not clean, it drives me nuts. So, all right, I'm gonna rub this salmon on the floor. So that's another thing. The hubby's been coming home from, I'm gonna rub it on the floor. I'm gonna rub it on the counter. That's another thing. The hubby's been coming home from work and won't take off his shoes right away. And he, you know, was walking in the kitchen and getting whatever was on the bottom of his feet from the hospital all over my floor. So that's another reason why I mop so often. So I'm gonna put that salmon aside. So I am not, I don't know why I did both surfaces, because I'm just gonna show you guys, or you know what, I'll still do it. I'm gonna show you guys today just using my EnviroCloths. So I showed this last night and it was so neat. So this is still, the orange one is still a relatively brand new EnviroCloth. I really only used it to kind of demo the colors and the different cloths. This, you guys, is a 4-year-old EnviroCloth. This one actually has been in my try it bag where I will let people use my Norwex and see how they like it and what they want to use it on. So this one has been well used. Norwex does have a 2-year warranty. This one is over 4 years old. I want to do this experiment to show you guys that the back lock, even 4 years old, is still working. So this is an EnviroCloth that, it again is not brand new. I've used this to clean multiple houses, but this one has been used by me and not only other people, so it's in a little bit better shape. So what I want to do is, first of all, you need to get your EnviroCloth wet unless you are dusting. So, and it does take a minute to get it completely wet. So my green one is the newer one and my blue one is the older, well-used EnviroCloth. So I'm just giving them a quick rinse out. You will notice that I had them earlier folded in 4s. The reason that is because you had 8 clean surfaces. This is another reason why I adore the travel size cloth so much, because they basically are 1/4 the size. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean with this label side up, just so that you guys, when I clean it with the protein swab, you will see that it was on this side. Oh look, and there's like a fish scale. So I'm not pulling any kind of magic tricks on you. So again, same thing on the green one. I've got the label side up. That is all I would do. Now with a bleach wipe, I wiped it way better than that. So on the protein swab, so again, it's Pro Clean. You take out the swab. I am first going to do the older one here. You wipe it back and forth and roll your swab over and over here. And then you go the other way. This was a lot of fun the other night when my 10-year-old was helping me. So the crazy thing about when we did all of his experiment with everything was that we then went to the, I think it's EWG website, and we looked up all the chemicals that were in all the other, I gotta break it first, all the other chemical cleaners. So green means clean, and look at that right away. It has not changed. I'm gonna give it a second, and then we're gonna clean off this one. One of the things last night that we saw with the bleach wipes, and this is something that I teased about, when I had bleach wipes in every single room in my house before I discovered Norwex, I actually would tear off the label and I would decorate each one of them because, yeah, I'm that weird. And so I never read the back of it. I don't know how many of you guys have ever read the back of a bleach wipe container, but it's kind of scary. And I did not know this, and I've never used these like this, but if it is a food surface, you're supposed to rinse it with water afterwards. I don't think I've ever rinsed it with water afterwards. There's also a really cool video that they use Glow Germ. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but it simulates germs on a surface. And I actually have had a friend who uses a toilet seat to show this. And it basically, this cotton cloth, all it did was spread the germs all over the seat. Now, again, as it dries, you know, the chemical is killing everything, but again, it's all just sitting there dead on the surface. So again, I'm so thankful that we have the ability to remove the bacteria from the surface. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys the other side here. So show you that it is still green, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this other side that this was with the newer EnviroCloth. So, and then I've been showing everybody that I do touch the salmon afterwards to show you that it does turn purple. So get on that really well. So that was one thing that was really funny when my oldest helped me with doing the test with the Clorox, that he's like, Mom, I need gloves. I don't want to be touching these chemicals. So again, you guys, it is still green. So if we can clean without chemicals and clean just as well with a product that we can easily get our hands on and a product that we can reuse, why would you not? So yes, $20 is an investment, but you guys, this is an investment that, again, with my 4-year-old cloth, this is an investment that is going to quickly pay off. So it is still green. So I love being able to show that visual. One of my girlfriends came over to my house and I was cutting on my Norwex cutting board, which again, I love. It has got the silver in this cutting board. And again, it's 4 years old. Here, I'm gonna show it to you real quick just because I love it so much. It's 4 years old, you guys, and it still looks brand new. I am notorious for leaving strawberries on here and not cleaning them off right away, and it's not stained. So absolutely love that cutting board. Anyway, I was cutting up my salmon on there. I cleaned it off with my Enviro sponge, and then I started cutting up onion. My girlfriend is like, what are you doing? And I had to get out a protein swab to show her. I'm like, I swear there's no, it's gone. I already cleaned it off. So that was really fun and eye-opening. So, all right, the next thing, I'm getting close to my 30-minute mark, so I want to try to hurry up here. So the next thing I want to show you guys real quick is if you guys have got pets. I didn't even think about this, but we have got 2 very sociable cats. My dog, unfortunately, passed away a couple months ago, and this was something that I could not live without, especially with her. She was a 90-pound lab mix, and she was actually touch therapy registered. So every time I took her out to do any kind of therapy work, I had to give her a bath. She was 14 years old, and actually the last few years her hips were so bad I couldn't get her in the tub, and I physically couldn't pick up the 90 pounds to get her in there. So thankfully I discovered the pet mitt. This is amazing. It's an oversized mitt. It was great for drying off her paws or her legs when she came in and she was wet from the morning dew or if it rained outside, but so I could do that dry, or I could get this wet and I could give her a bath in 3 minutes. It became her favorite massage, actually. But so now our cats go in and out, and this has been glorious to use on the cats. One's a long hair, one's a short hair. So it's worked amazing. I've got, if anybody wants to check out, I've got a really cool, on my YouTube channel, I've got my favorite videos, and there's a really cool pet mitt one on there. Excuse me. But so I used this the other night on the cat. It was really comical when they came in wet, and one of them was just under a year old, that it was so nice to be able to quickly do that. But so somebody pet our cat the other day, and my kids immediately are like, oh, you've got to wash the cat, Mom. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, they could have had germs on their hands. And so I was like, okay, I didn't think about that, but you guys are potentially right. So that is another way that if somebody is really concerned about that, that's another way to quickly clean your animals. So, all right, the other thing I'm gonna show you guys that is a total eye-opener, because I'm running short on time, I'm not gonna do my demo on the microwave, but I am gonna show you guys. This is the only stainless steel I've got, thank God. I'm gonna show you guys, good morning, dear. Mom is recording. Can you please go to your room, like I asked?
Mom, I can't do this stuff.
And look at me.
I am the winner.
I'm sorry, babe. You're gonna survive, I promise. All right. So real quick, doing the stainless steel demo, I'm gonna use the butter real quick. Which again, if I didn't have Norwex, there's no way I would be attempting this. I will definitely say I will never buy a stainless steel because I would lose my mind. So this, just real quickly, there's no way I would do this in any other circumstance, you guys. So I'm gonna take my blue, where the tag was, and I'm gonna fold it over to another one of my clean sides. So I'm just gonna wipe my butter on here. I'm then gonna wipe across here That one swoop, you guys, just picked up all that butter. Then I'm going to take my window cloth and I'm going to polish it. The really cool thing, I guess I probably should have dried my hands because now I'm going to have to wipe my whole box. The really cool thing about this, I tell people, if you have got a stainless steel appliance of any kind, whether you have used chemicals before on it or not, it is coming from the factory too with chemicals on it. We got a brand new stainless steel grill delivered to us directly from Weber, and it came with chemicals on it. Like, we put it together and I touched it. So look at that. After I just cleaned this, there should be handprints all over that. There is not. So after we set up the grill, I right away was like, what is all over this? And I realized they sent it to us with chemicals on it from the factory. So what I do in that circumstance is I absolutely love our laundry detergent. It's great for deep cleaning your cloths as they've been used for months on end, or if you use them on a daily basis, you're going to need to eventually deep clean those. So they recommend using their Norwex laundry detergent, and you actually put the cloths in a pot of boiling water, not on the stove, but after you boil the water, take it off the stove and put it in there. And it is so crazy, all the stuff that still comes out of it. So on your daily basis, after you use any kind of their microfiber, you want to rinse it out with hot water, and you can rinse it together, which is all I would do with this, hang it to dry, and all that bacteria is going to be gone. The full-size EnviroCloths take about 24 hours to dry. The travel-size EnviroCloths, which I keep one of these in each of our bathrooms, these dry much faster. I have just a little command strip hook behind the door that we wipe off the counters every day. And then at the end of the week, I kind of tease Tuesday night is our cleaning night because Wednesday night is trash. So we collect all the trash on Tuesday night, and then we clean toilets. So wipe the counter down one last time, and then I wipe off the toilet with the travel size EnviroCloth, and into the laundry goes all of our Norwex. I do try to separate my, I've also got Norwex towels that I absolutely love. Again, it's one of those things where it dries within a few hours. So it's not the big plush towels that take 24 hours to dry, which the plush towels are nice, but they definitely have their pros and cons. But so I don't wash my bathroom towels with all of my cleaning supplies. I try to keep that stuff separate. You also don't want to wash any of the microfiber with any kind of linty clothing because it will collect everything, every single bit of it. So that is real quick what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about things that we are using to replace all of the hard to find quarantine things. I think I'm gonna make a separate video about our mop because I absolutely love it, and I wanted to keep this to 30 minutes. But our mop, honestly, you guys, is another must-have. It is $112 with the 2 basic mop pads that come with it, but you do have other options. I tell people Norwex is such a generous company. They are so generous to their consultants, to their guests, to their hosts, that their mission is to radically reduce chemicals in our home and create more safe havens. So they do their best to get these products in everyone's home and to realize that we can clean without chemicals. So hosting a party is such an amazing way to earn free product. This month, the host special, you actually, if you have a $750 party, you earn the mop for free. Plus, if you do the $750 mark, you get $90 worth of free product of your choice. So next month, the host reward is not a mop, but again, you get all kinds of great products. But if you hit that $750 mark, you still get $90 that you could apply towards the cost of a mop. To me, that is just another must-have. When the kids were little, I mopped the floors every single day, and it took me an hour. Drove me insane, but at the same time, when my kids were crawling, I wanted to make sure those floors were clean. As they got older, it wasn't such a big priority to me, but as I think about it more, again, because we don't usually wear shoes in the house, so when we're walking around barefoot and somebody walks in with shoes, I am absorbing all of those chemicals through my feet. My pets are absorbing all of those chemicals through their feet. So I know so many people act like I am absolutely insane because I love my mop so much. People will say, what kind of vacuum do you use? And I'm like, I don't use a vacuum on my floor anymore. Their dry mop acts as a vacuum, and then the wet mop, again, it's the high quality microfiber, is removing all of the germs and bacteria. So I'm gonna make another quick video about that. If anybody has questions, feel free to contact me. I am always up for helping with different cleaning challenges, and my Facebook business page is Heavenly Scent, S-E-N-T, Cleaning. And I'm not cleaning houses so much anymore because I really enjoy doing deep cleaning. The thing that is really my passion is I love to detail vehicles, again, using just Norwex. So I have got some incredible before and after pictures on my Facebook page to definitely check out. Also, if you have bought Norwex from me in the past, be sure that you have joined my Facebook VIP group because I offer different monthly sales on there and all kinds of cleaning tips. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I hope you guys learned some great stuff. Have a great day and be safe. God bless.